Breakouts are one of the most popular trading strategies and really one of the most understood. Too many traders just buy any stock moving. Like they just see it breaking out on the daily, maybe a couple time frames, but they're not looking for confirmation. Then that breakout fails, reverses, they get stuck holding the bag. And then those are the people that say buying breakouts doesn't work. That drives me nuts because buying breakouts, I mean, that's majority of day trading strategies, whether you're trading my strategies or somebody else. I mean, we look for breakouts, but the fallacy kind of comes into play when people just buy any breakout. There needs to be a recipe to back that trade up, okay? So we want to do it the right way. We want to confirm volume, look for stocks with catalysts behind the move, and then manage your risk if it doesn't follow through. I mean, at the end of the day, no trading strategy is guaranteed. A lot of times people think, they hear about these patterns and they think they work 100% of the time. No, it's not going to exist with any pattern. We trade patterns with a high win rate, patterns that work more often than they don't. That's real trading, okay? If anybody tells you that there's a pattern or a system or anything that's 100%, run away as fast as possible. Nothing works every time. So we always want to confirm with volume. No unusual volume, no breakout, okay? You want unusual volume pushing through key resistance levels on the chart. We're always looking to confirm the volume when it comes to unusual based on the 60-day average, okay? Now I use 3 time frames. You can check out a lot of the videos, but one of the time frames that I use is the 2-month chart, 60 days. I like to look at that recent chart history without going too far back. Now we do use the daily chart as well, but when it comes to intraday price action and levels, we're using the 2-day and the 2-month. And then the reason I mention that is, you'll see right in my stocks to trade, or you can track this manually. We like to look at that 60-day average volume to see if today is unusual in that regard. So you look at something like OLB, 222,000 shares across the entire day. Come in this morning and, literally in pre-market, this thing was trading 40 and 80 million, 120 million shares in pre-market, okay? Sound a little unusual to 200,000 shares the entire day. So now, even in pre-market, we know that this stock has absolutely unusual volume that's going to give us the boost to push it through later in the day. And actually, I'm just going to show you. Obviously, we're at the end of the day as I'm recording. You can see it's 4:49 p.m. after the market close. But I do want to refer to that daily chart. Look at this chart. It's a 1-year, 1-day chart. Now, you might look at this chart and you might be like, well, Tim, your volume bars are messed up. No, they're not messed up. What it's, because the volume bars are scaled, the volume bar can't push through the top of my laptop. It has to scale down. So as you look for, 364 days, other than that one little blip when it had a good run back in April, the volume is scaled down. It almost looks like there's zero volume, but that's because you had 400 million shares traded. And listen, we got 3 hours plus till the market even closes in after hours. So that's the power of unusual volume. Now, the next thing we want is a catalyst, a reason for the move. Now, I often debate this with people because they'll bring up the occasional outlier with no news that moves. And most of those spot spikes very short term. Like you got to be in and out instantly. And most new traders overstay, so they chase these no news stocks and they just become bag holders. Now, in the instance of OLB, you'll see this morning, about 8:30 Eastern, they announced a global partnership with PayPal, okay? Obviously, you guys, I'm sure, all know PayPal. These are the types of press releases and news we love to see when you have a puny company. I mean, OLB is puny with a partnership in the same industry. And really, one of the biggest, PayPal is, I don't have the stats in front of me, but probably one of the top 5 payment companies in the world, maybe the biggest for all I know. You can Google it. But when you've got a small company like this working with a massive company like PayPal, it doesn't take a ton of revenue flowing over them to massively increase their financials, their future prospects, etc. So this news drops this morning, 8:30 Eastern. That's where we had that 40 plus million shares traded in pre. So now we have the two components of a good breakout, okay? And that's because we need volume and a catalyst to drive it all through the day. And what I love about OLB, speaking of breakouts, I mean, look at where it broke out at noon Eastern at about $1.09, okay? It proceeded to go to $1.80. And you could have been ready for that breakout all morning. Like all morning, you could have been watching it steadily uptrend. I mean, it sold off into the market open. You could have spent 3-4 hours waiting for this stock, patiently waiting for that breakout. And sure enough, 109 to 180. Now, the other thing I want to cue on is if we go back to that 2-month chart, right there at 90 cents, it broke out on the 2-month chart as well. So we've got multiple time frame alignment. Now, I know 90 cents and 109 are slightly different, but I mean, think about it. With technical analysis, we're not looking down to the penny. We're just looking for breakouts on multiple time frames because we know traders watch those levels. Like that's what technical analysis is really a guide to human emotion. Like what people are watching, what people are trading on, how people are reacting. Technical analysis is kind of overlaying human emotion on a data-based chart. So if this is helping you think differently about breakouts, make sure you're subscribed for more patterns, more breakdowns, and more data at the end of the day. Now, let's move on to managing risk on failed breakouts. With something like OLB, still a very low price stock, very speculative. If it fails to continue, which OLB didn't, okay, it basically never went below 109 except for like 2 cents for about a half a second. But if that stock breaks out, fails to continue, just cut it, okay? Just cut it and move on. In this trade, I'd probably give it 10 to 15 cents of risk and then look at the upside. Now, you're never gonna perfectly sell 180 at the top, but think about 180 to 109. That's 71 cents of upside, potential profit zone versus 10 to 15 cents of downside. That's how you consistently grow your account over time. That's how you consistently create a daily paycheck. Not with 100% win rates, not with bag holding. You do that by buying the right high volume breakouts with key levels and a catalyst and being ruthless with your losses and letting your winners run. So that being said, clean breakouts come from preparation. I mean, you would have had 3 to 4 hours to get ready for this trade. No rushing, no FOMO, no panic. Be ready, be prepared, and capitalize. So if you want to trade them weekly, these are the types of setups I go over every Sunday night on the watch list. Every stock on the watch list is a multi-day trade. So they're all trades you can be ready for in advance. So that being said, grab that free watch list in your inbox every Sunday.